Wagwan FPL. Yes, there, you know. It's the wrap up game week 9. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Just let y'all know, man. I make these videos every week. Every week I be making these videos, wrapping up all the games. Let y'all know who the top players that are performing, who y'all should be having y'all team. I just got a green arrow again, man. Just keep tuning in. Like I said, I have this wrap up, then I have a matchup, then I have my game week. I have an Arsenal review, cause Arsenal on my side. That yo, I said that, man. It's the wrap up game week 9, green arrow season. I said that. First wrap up, Leeds versus West Ham. I really thought West Ham was going to take this game. But nah, Leeds was able to take this game right here 2-1. Here are the players for West Ham. We have Bowen doing his thing, a 4-star general. His price is 7.8. He's not in form. His form is 4.5, but he's getting there. He was able to pick up on 5 points in this game right here. You also got a new player on the list from West Ham. You got a midfielder right there, Fernandinez right there. His price is 5.5. He's not in form, is 3.2. He was able to get 6 points in this game. The next game for him, West Ham, would be Newcastle. You know Newcastle, yes, they got a good defense, but they be letting in goals. They should be able to win this game, but like I said, we're not the coach. We're playing FPL. So if you want to go ahead and pick up Bowens, because Bowens look like he's performing, I think it would be a good idea if you're looking for a striker to put in your team. But we gonna go ahead and talk about those Leeds players that's performing. So now let's look at the players for Leeds. You could see that now Leeds have some midfielder on the list if you were looking for some midfielder on your team. The next game that the Leeds go against is going to be Brighton or Albion. So you know that might be a good game right there to pick up some midfielder if you need some midfielder on your team. You could see now for the midfielder right there, they got Longstaff, who's a 2-star general. His price is 4.9. He's in form, 6.2. He was able to get 6 points in that game against West Ham. That when they play that game. Now we could look at Okafor. He's a 3-star general right there. He's not in form, but his price is 5.5. And he was able to get 4 points in that game. And you could also look at Harrison right there. He's in form, definitely. He's in form, and his price is 5.4. He was able to get 11 points in that game. But if you're looking for a defender that's in form, his price is 4.1, and like I said, his form is 5.5. He's a 2-star general. You could see that for Leeds, a lot of their players are performing over and over. You could see that for Rondo right there. His price is 4.1. His form is 5.5, and he was able to get 13 points as a defender. So if you're looking for some players from Leeds, if you're looking for some players like midfielder, maybe Leeds is where you need to go because they play Brighton next, and after that they play Nottingham Forest. So you know you could get some good game out of that right there. Next wrap up, we have Sunderland versus Chelsea. Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1. That game could have go anyway right there, but Sunderland was able to take it. But let's look at the players for Chelsea. For Chelsea, they got Neto right there. You could see that he was a 3-star general. He's a midfielder right there. So if you're looking for a midfielder, his price is 7.0. He's in form, is 6.0. You got Garnacho right there. He's not in form, but his price is 6.4. You know what I mean? So if you're looking at some players right there, you could see that Neto was able to get 8 points in that game, and Garnacho was able to get 6 points. The next game is against Tottenham. Maybe if you want to look for some players and take a chance and say, okay, I want Chelsea to go against Tottenham, maybe. But yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about Tottenham team later, and you could see maybe Chelsea's not the players that you want to get in your team right now because the next game is against Tottenham. But we're going to talk about the Sunderland players. Now, let's look at the players for Sunderland. For Sunderland, they got strikers on the list and they got midfielder on the list. For the midfielder, you can see that they got Tory right there, a new midfielder on the list. His price is 5.5. He was able to get an assist with 4 points right there. He's not in form. His form is in the 2 right there. For Sunderland, again, they also got a midfielder right there, got Talby. He's not in form. His form is 4, but he's getting up there. Anything for 5 and over is in form for me. His price is 5 and 0. He was able to get 8 points in that game right there. They also got a new striker on the list right there, Baba B. I'm not sure to pronounce his name, but I think that's how it is. His price is 5.5. He's not in form. His form is in the 1, but he was able to get 4 points in that year. But they got a striker that's in form. Getting in form, and he's performing right there. Boy, been performing right there over and over. His name is Isidore right there. He's been performing 4-star general. His price is 5.6. See, I never know. He was able to get 7 points in that game right there. Their next game is against Everton. Everton is their next game. You know Everton be letting in goals. So maybe Isidore or Talby is the one that you need to be putting in your team if you need a midfielder or a striker right there. Maybe Sunderland is where you need to start looking for some players. Next wrap up, Newcastle versus Fulham. I mean, Newcastle was able to take this game 2-1. I picked this game right here. But let's talk about the Fulham players. For the Fulham, you have a midfielder on the list right there, a 3-star general. Not in form. His form is in the 3. His price is 5.0. He was able to get 9 points in that game right there. You also got a striker on the list right there, Raul. Double star right there. Both a 2-star general right there. His price is 6.2. Is not in form. His form is in the 3. For the striker right there, Raul, he was able to get 5 points in there right there. For Loki, he was able to get 9 points in that game right there. The next 2 games, for you could look at Fulham, they go against Wolf and they go against Everton. So maybe, people need to start looking at Fulham for some players. Cause Wolves be letting in goals and Everton be letting in goals. So maybe those are the players that we need to start picking up from Fulham. Fulham is got so they be scoring goals all the time. They be scoring goals. So you could see they have a striker in the midfield for looking for some players. Now we're going to talk about the Newcastle player that's on the list. So now these are the players from Newcastle that's doing their thing right there. You got what's the Usla, I think that's how you pronounce his name. His price is 5.5. He's not in form. He's 1 point. His form is in the 1 right there. You got Murphy's the 2-star general right there. Not in form. His form is in the 3. His price is 6.1. He was able to get 8 points in this game right there. But no, you got Bruno. Bruno right there. He's in form. You know what I mean? Triple star general right there. The boy is performing. His price is 6.5. His form is in the 7 right there. Their next game is against West Ham. You know West Ham just keep letting in goals. So maybe right now we need to start looking at, if you want to look, if you need like a midfielder in your team right there, can you see that Newcastle got 2 midfielders? Maybe Bruno's the one that you should be putting in your team. He was able to get 10 points in that game in Fulham. So their next game is against West Ham. They're going to pick up some points right there. So if you need some players, maybe you need to start looking for some midfielder. Go to Newcastle and pick up some players. Next wrap up, we have Manchester United versus Brighton. Manchester was able to take that game 4-2. We're going to talk about those Brighton players. Now, here are the players for Brighton that's performing right now. You got Welbeck. Welbeck is in form. He's a forward. His price is 6.4. His form is way up there. It's in the 7. He was able to get 6 points right there. He's a 3-star general. So the coach is performing, believing in his performance, and he's been doing it for his team. You also got another forward on the list right there. It's 4.8 right there. Costa Lost. I think that's how you pronounce his name right there. He's not in form. His form is in the 1, but he was able to get 5 points right there. You got 2 midfielder right there from Brighton that's doing their thing. You got Mente. He's a 4-star general. His price is in the 6.0 right there. It's not in the form. His form is in the 3. You also got Milner. He's not in form. His price is 5.0. He's a 2-star general. Their next game is against Leeds. Leeds been performing well, but Leeds been letting go. So if you need like a striker on your team, maybe you need to look to Welbeck. Welbeck is in form, way up there is in the form. So maybe Welbeck is the one that you need to be putting in your team. He's a 3-star general. Or you could go ahead and take some midfielder if you need a midfielder. He also got Minte that's performing, who's also the 4-star general that's performing. So if you want some players, like I said, Brighton next game is against Leeds. Maybe those are the players that you should be looking to for putting in your team. We're going to talk about the Manchester United players that you should be looking at. Now, let's look at the players from Manchester United that's performing. You got Mbeumo right there. A big whopping 15 points he was able to get for his team right there. His price is 8.1. He's in form. Way up there is in form. He's a 4-star general. So maybe he's the one you need to be looking for. You need a midfielder in your team. Now, we got Cunha right there. He was able to get 8 points in that game. His price is 7.9. He's not in form, but he's performing. He's able to get 9 points in that game right there. Now, let's look at another player right there. You got Casemiro, another midfielder. He's not in form, but he's getting there. His price is 5.5. He was a whopping 15 point right there. He's a 3-star general. So Mbeumo and Casemiro are definitely the one that's performing for their team. You got Cisco right there. He's performing for his team right there. He's a 3-star general. His price is 7.3. He's in form right there, 5.5. So if you need a striker, maybe he's the one that should be looking for to put in your team. But now for Manchester United, they got some defender on the list right there. They got Shaw right there. It means not in form. It's 4. His form is in the 4. He's getting there. He's getting there. Because you know anything over 5 is in form for me. His price is 4.5. He was able to get 9 points in that game right there. And they've got another defender right there, Avon. You know what I mean? Who's not getting in form. His form is in the 4 right there. His price is 4.5. He was able to get 3 points in that game right there. So the next game right now, like I said, is against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest right there. Manchester United next game. So maybe you need to start picking up some players from Manchester United. And Bremo, Cisco, one of those players, or Casemiro could definitely get you some big points in your team. Next wrap up, you have Brentford versus Liverpool. Brentford 3, Liverpool 2. I'd pick this game right here, Brentford to win. You know what I mean? I know Brentford's going to take it because they have a better team. Liverpool was able to lose this game too. But let's talk about those Liverpool players, man, that's performing. For Liverpool, they got 2 defender on the list right there. They got Bradley. He's not in form. His form is way down in the 1. Maybe he's not someone to look to, but his price is 5.0. If you want to take that chance from him and say, yo, I want to put him on my team, he's probably going to start performing soon. Their next game is against Aston Villa. Aston Villa just beat Manchester United, so maybe that's not a good time to start looking at a player like that. But they also got Kirkes, and I mean, Kirkes right there, he's also not in form. His form is in the 2. His price is 5.8. He was able to get 6 points on. Bradley was able to get 4 points. But let's look at Soberslide right there, 2-star general, and I mean 10 points he was able to get in that game. He's priced right there 6.5. He's in form. His form is right there, is in the 5, just getting in form. But now let's look at Salah. Yeah, we talking about, yes, we should drop Salah. You know what I mean? But now it's time, maybe it's time to start putting Salah back in our team. Because Salah, right now, he's a 5-star general. He's not in form. His form is in the 3. But maybe you never know with Salah, anytime he could start picking up his form right there. It's right there, he was able to get 6 points in that game. So you never know. Their next game is against Aston Villa. If you're looking for a midfielder, if you got Salah on your team and you say I want to keep him, maybe you want to keep him in your side because Salah could be finding form at any time. Right there. He's down there in the 3. He's like 2 steps away from the 5 to getting in form. I think Salah might get in the form soon. So if you want to keep him in your team, you might take a chance. But like I said, their next game is against Aston Villa. If you don't confident in what Salah want to bring, he's a 5-star general. Like I said, he might start picking it up soon. Now, let's look at the players from Brentford that's performing, man. For Brentford right there, you got defender on the list right there. Ajir right there. His price is 4.4. He's not in form. His form is in the 3. We was able to get 6 points in that game right there. You got midfielder on the list right there for Brentford, man. For Brentford, for the midfielder, you got Shade right there. Boy is a 4-star general. Keep performing for his team, man. His price is 7.0. He's only half away from getting in form. So maybe he's one that you need to be looking to. And I mean, he was able to get 7 points. You got Dango right there. He was able to get a whopping 11 points right there. He's 2-star general. His price is 6.0. He's not in form. His form is in the 4 right there. One step away from getting to that 5 to start getting in form. Now you also got Damsgaard right there. His price is 5.8. He's a 2-star general. He was able to get 7 points in that game right there. His form is 3.5. He's getting up in form. But now you got the big man for them, the striker right there, who's in form, a 7.0 who's in form right there. So you know we talk about three strikers. 3 strikers so far that's in form. You got Isidore right there for Brentford. You got Welbeck for Brighton, and you got Thiago right there. That's in form right there. Thiago's in form. Is 7 in form. His price is 6.1. He was able to get 5 points right there. He's a 5-star general. Their next game right now is against Crystal Palace. And you know Crystal Palace be letting him go. So maybe right now, if you need some players, maybe Brentford is where you need to start looking for some players. Because Brentford's got midfielder that's performing, and they got striker on the list. So like I said, their next game is against Crystal Palace. And those are the players for Brentford that's performing. Next wrap up. Arsenal was able to take this game right here 1-0 against Crystal Palace. I might say this. I said that. We're going to talk about those Arsenal players. Now, let's talk about the players from Arsenal, man. But you know we got a clean sheet, you always got to talk about the goalkeeper. Raya right there, man. The boy's a 5-star general. He was able to get 6 points right there. He's in form. His form is in the 5. His price right there is 5.7. So if you need a goalkeeper, maybe you could look to Raya, you know what I mean? Let's talk about it, man. We got some midfielder on the list right there you want to talk about putting your team. A lot of people is talking about Saka. So, but nah, maybe it's Eze the one that we need to start putting in their team. A 4-star general. His price is 7.6. He was able to get 8 points in that game right there. His form, you could say he's in form right there because it's for 4.8. Only 2 points away from the 5 right there that I talk about being in form. But we're going to talk about a midfielder that's definitely in form from Arsenal. We got Declan Rice right there. His price is 6.6. His form is 7.2. He was able to get 6 points right there. Bam. Look at that. A 5-star general right there, man. You know what I mean? Their next game is against Burnley. Maybe it's time to start picking some Arsenal players in your team. You could get a clean sheet and some points right there from the midfielder. So maybe Arsenal players what you should be looking at. Next wrap up, you have Aston Villa versus Manchester City. Aston Villa 1, Manchester City 0. Now, let's talk about these Aston Villa players, man. Because I really thought City was going to take this game right here, but Aston Villa was able to beat City 1-0 right here, man, with a clean sheet. So you know with the clean sheet, we definitely got to talk about the goalkeeper Martinez, man, a 2-star general. His price is 5.0. He's not in form. His form is in the 3. But he was able to get 7 points in that game right there. And you got, look at it, you got a midfielder on the list right there, Buendia, a 3-star general. He was able to get 4 points. And I mean, his price is 5.3. He's in form. His form is 5.8, so he's up there in form. And you also got a defender on the list, Cash, right there, who's a 2-star general, who was able to get a whopping 12 points right there. His price is 4.6, his form is 4.5. Look at the team that was able to beat Manchester City. Their next game is against Liverpool. So if they was able to beat Manchester City, imagine what they're going to do to Liverpool that's struggling. So maybe you need to start looking at Aston Villa for some players. They could get Mboma, the boys in form and performing, a 3-star general. So maybe those are the players they need to look for from Aston Villa to put in your team. Next wrap up, Bournemouth versus Forest. Bournemouth was able to take this game 2-0. We're going to talk about those Bournemouth players that's performing. Let's talk about the players from Bournemouth that's performing. With the clean sheet, you know we got to talk about the goalkeeper right there, Petrovic. The boy's performing, man. A 4-star general right there. He was able to get 7 points in that game. His price is 4.5. He's not in form. His form is 3 right there. But we got some midfielder on the list right there that's performing. You know what I mean? They got Taverin right there. And that means performing. His price is 5.5. He's not in form. His form is 4.2. But he's a 3-star general. He's been performing, you know what I mean? He was able to get a whopping 8 points in that game right there. You got Adams right there, midfielder, you know what I mean? His price is 5.0. His form is in the 3. He was able to get 6 points. But you got Cooper Jr. right there. He's been performing. He's a 3-star general. His form is 6 right there. That's what 4 forward that we just talked about. 4 forward. And Cooper Jr. right there, 4 forward, 6 points right there. He was getting that game. His price right there, and I mean, it's 4.6. A cheap forward. But the next game is against Manchester City right there. Not sure if you want to start looking for them at Manchester City. If you don't got them, maybe you shouldn't get them. But if you want to take that chance and go ahead and do so, because Aston Villa was able to beat Manchester City, but maybe Bournemouth could do the same. But like I said, if you want to go ahead and look at some players, go ahead. Maybe you could find some players at Bournemouth. Next wrap up, you have Burnley versus Wolves. Burnley 3, Wolves 2. We're going to talk about those Burnley players right there. For Burnley, you got a forward right there, Fleming. He's not in form. His price is 5.3. He was able to get 10 points in that game. But you also got a forward now, you know what I mean? You got another forward, Forrest. He was a triple star, you know what I mean? Triple star striker right there. Yeah, I mean, he was able to get 5 points in that game. His price is 5.0. He's not in form. His form is down in the 2. So maybe he's not a striker that you should be looking at. But they got a new midfielder on the list right there. I'm not sure to pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to butcher it, you know what I mean? His price right there is cheap. His price is 4.9. His form is 1.2. He's not in form. He was able to get 4 points in that there. But you got Artman. Artman right there, the boy is in form, you know what I mean? He's been performing. He's a 3-star general right now, you know what I mean? Performing over and over. He was able to get 7 points in that game. A cheap defender, 4.0. He's in form. His form is in the 5. The next game is against Arsenal. So maybe it's not a good time to get Burnley players. But they did perform in that game if you want to look for after the Arsenal to say, yo, I want to put some Burnley players on my team. Those are the players that you should be looking at. Now, we're going to talk about some players from Wolves that's performing. Yes, Wolves be losing games, but they got players that's performing. Their next game is against Fulham. So if you want to take some chance and put some Wolves players in your team, because you know their next game's against Fulham and Chelsea that's been letting in goal, if you want to take some chance. Wolves got some players that's been performing. I can't pronounce their name, but we're going to get into them. I mean, I got to start looking. and watch these videos because some of these players I can't pronounce their name. But the price for the midfielder is 5.4. His form is in the 5 right there. He was able to get 7 points right there. They got 2 defender on the list right there. For one of the defender, his price is 4.5. He's not in form. His form is right 1.8. But he was able to get a 4 points right there. He was a 2-star general. You got another one, another defender. His price right there is 4.4. He's looked like he's getting in form right there. He was able to get four points in that game. His star is a 2-star general. But you got Trent Larson. He's a name that I could pronounce, you know what I mean? Because I always hear them say. His price is 6.4. He's not in form. His form is 3.0. He was able to get 6 points. But like I said, the next game is Fulham and Chelsea. So maybe it's time if you want to look for Wolves, because Chelsea be letting in goals and Fulham be letting in goals. If you want to look for some Wolves for some players, maybe it's time to start looking for some players, and these are the players that you should consider for your team. This right here is the last wrap up of the day right here. Last wrap up. Everton versus Spurs. I thought this game was going to draw. But nah, Spurs was able to win this game clean right here 3-0. We're going to talk about those Spurs players. These are the players that's performed for Spurs. When you talk, we ain't got a clean sheet, you definitely got to talk about the goalkeeper. For the goalkeeper, he's a 4-star general. His price is 5.1. Form right there, not in form is in the 3, but he was able to get 6 points in that game right there. You also got a defender on the list right there, 2 defender right there. Big points, whopping big points I was able to get. You got Pedro Porro, a 2-star general, price 4.5 in form. 5.6. He was able to get an up and 9 points in that game. You got Van der Den right there. He was able to get a big 22 points. 22 points he was able to pull in, man. His price is 4.7. His form is 5.5. A 2-star general. No, you got PM Sar right there. The boy been, 4-star general. 4-star general. He's not in form. His form is 1.8. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time, man. Spurs need to start starting this guy. Give him some time so he could get in form. His price is 4.8, 4.9. He was able to get 6 points. You also got Bentancur right there. Keep doing this thing. His price is 5.3. He's in form. 6.5. He was able to get 8 points in that game. And you also got Richarlison. Maybe Richarlison's coming back on right there, bouncing back. He's you can see that he's a 4-star general. Not in form. His form is in the 1, but his price right there is 6.6. He was able to get 4 points right there. The next game is against Chelsea. You know Chelsea be letting in goals. So maybe it's time for me to start picking up some Spurs players to put in your team. You got a striker right there, Richarlison, you know. It's doing this thing. 6.6 right there. You got PM Sar. You got all their players. If you look at Spurs got players that performing for their team. So maybe Spurs is where we need to start looking for some players. And that's right there. That's the wrap up right there. Thank y'all for watching, man. Yeah. And this is Wagwan FPL. Yes, sir, there now. Week 9 wrap up. Stay tuned. I got the matchup coming up. I got my team review coming up. I got the Arsenal team review coming up. Yes, sir, them, and I be giving y'all players y'all need to be putting in y'all team. Try to work it out with y'all so y'all could keep getting that green arrow. I got the green arrow, man. Yes, sir, it's green arrow season. We moving on up.